Hey everyone, if you would like to see how I did this look while telling you a spoopy story, then just keep on watching. Hey everyone, it's Char from Char's Fashion Nation here with another spoopy story time. Yeah, I know I missed another one yesterday, but we got horrible background noise and you can't do nothing about it. What do? You just keep going. That's what you do. So, anyway, today's Spoopy Story Time is brought to you today by me. 31 looks. That's a hashtag. Hashtag the 31 looks of Halloween. So, I have a creepy sawmill story for you, because it is creepy. And it has to do with the sawmill. Well, sawmills basically in Oregon. Now, sawmills in Oregon came about in, I'm going to say, probably back in the pioneer days. We're going to do this Little House on the Prairie. Yeehaw. Basically, so, what did that make it look like? It had a glooby on my nose. It did. So, okay. There's this little town called Pilot Rock, right? It's like maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes outside of Pendleton. And it's one of those little towns that if you blink, you missed it. There are too many of those towns, I'll tell you that right now. There are way too many of those kinds of towns in America. Like, you could be a glooper and just like totally miss the town. Hold on. Yeah, you guys know every time I do a spoopy story time, something spoopy goes on. So there's some spoopy. And it more or less happens more and more when, like, I'm here by myself. And that's mostly when it happens, so. Right? Because it seems like the house spoopies is like when it gets you when you're alone and telling spoopy things. So, anyway, that's how you brighten your under eye, by the way. And brighten your eye in general. So, okay. Like I was saying, back in the pioneer days, I'm gonna clean this bottle. Yeah. Like this. So, sawmills were going up because of all the pine land in Oregon. Oregon has, or used to, I don't know if they still do. Jen, let me know. They used to have this thing where, like, if you cut down some trees, it was kind of a law. It was a law where if you cut down trees, you had to plant 10 to replace one. And my mirror's over there, so I'm just grab this one. This is from an old video. Oh, it's lamp light. It's a lamp light. It wasn't my favorite palette, but the mirror was okay. So, anyway, these little towns in the state of Oregon, right? Like, Oregon by itself has super creepy history. And, yeah. So, like I was saying, Pilot Rock, right? I'm telling you, more Spoopy's happening. Let's see if I have. I'm grabbing from my cosmetics bag that I got from Sophia Wu. Let's see if this one has a mirror. One of these has a mirror. She's the one that got that for SPR. But okay, back to the story. Nope. Whatever. We have what we have. Ooh, you know what? I think this one has a mirror. The festival palette. I got this. Ooh, and it has black. That's right. Okay. So back when people first started, cutting the timbers, they were basically doing it to make homes, okay? And then build buildings, your businesses and whatever. Should they actually have done that? Probably not, because it was sacred land, but you know the story. Do colonizers care about sacred land? No. No, they do not. Okay. My bag fell over, and I had it on an even section. And it seems to have this smudge mark on it now. Wow. That wasn't there before. I'll just put it this way and lay it down. That is freaking weird. Okay. Back to the story at hand. Okay. Going to use my Juvia's Place palette. I'm actually trying to hit pan on these because, they're nice, but it's the chunky glitter that I have an issue with because it's too soft. There's a lot of palettes like that. Okay. And on this one is too soft. So I don't really go for these that much, but we'll try to use them. Okay, like I was saying, people were starting to colonize that part of Oregon and everything, and was it going well? No, of course not, because you're colonizing a section of Oregon that is native land. Well, shit, America was that way, colonized. That's strange danger. Clean this brush. There should not still be green on it. It's okay. I know everybody else is doing super spoopy looks and all, but you know what? You don't have to do a super spoopy look to make Halloween fun, So, into this orange. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. This is Halloween. Okay, so the sawmills are going, people are logging trucks and everything. Several different accidents due to logging trucks, and of course that means spooky stories, and there are. So in two of the sawmills in Pilot Rock, they were kind of competitors. Of course, you just two mills that work as one. No, they didn't. No, they did not work as one. They were rivals. And with rivals comes what? Death. So, basically, did you guys hear that squeaking? I'm not sure if that's outside where that is, whatever. Okay. So, I'm trying to use the darkest purple out of the Nubian Royal. Okay. So you have these two competitive sawmills, right? Now, over the years, how machinery has been put together has changed a little bit. Just a little. It's like just the two of us. We can cut it if we try. Just the two of us. The sawmill and I. Okay. So, like I was saying, competitors, right? So you have these two competitive companies. People put in to try to get the jobs with these companies, and sometimes the rivals working at these companies are related, and that right there, my friends, can always be a problem. Like, from my understanding of these two sawmills and their competitiveness was the simple fact that every time an accident happened at one company, certain people had a day off, okay? And, you know, people get suspicious of other people, but then they have the right to be suspicious. You would be suspicious too if your relative went to work and then all of a sudden, ka-chow, they fell on the log and was pushed into the saw. Suddenly, you know, that, you know. So, of course, I get suspicious and everything, and they start going at each other, right? Just horribly going at each other. So, families are like, some of these families that have been working for these companies for a very long time, their family members work for these companies. So, what happens is, clean this up. Hold on one moment, please. So, okay, like I was saying, competitiveness, that thing. And what should never happen in these companies. Why? Because you are playing with people's lives once you become rivals. So, okay, into the spookier part of this. Ooh, you know, I actually kind of like using these two palettes together now that I'm playing with this. So, okay, one of the foremen at one of the companies, somebody's Opa. They called him Opa. Okay. Now, like, you don't mess with nobody's Opa. And, of course, why would you do that? Like, why would you mess with somebody's grandpa, right? Opa, grandpa, same thing. And then we'll just call this person Hobie, which in native language means a loner, okay? So Hobie, he's all upset and everything because this was his Opa. Of course you didn't upset. So he knew that this particular land, you know, was very sacred to the tribe. You know, it's not too far from water. The tribes never go too far from water. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I'm using my Laura Geller highlighter called Moon Dust because it's out of this world. don't even know why, but I am. I need to use it actually. I use it more often than not. So like I was saying, Opa, right? Opa got injured. And eventually, Hobie, right? Hobie gets pissed and he finds somebody to curse the land, right? Because you're going to curse this land, bad things are going to happen. So throughout the years, people say that they've seen this old man. They've seen this old man. It's Opa. So Opa shows up when he knows something, like somebody's going to get hurt. Opa shows up. So does he show up at both sawmills? No. Opa was actually friends with the foreman at the other sawmill. Nobody ever paid attention to that. Like, Opa is this other dude's friend? What? Huh? What? What? Why? Because they were related. That's why they were related. Now, why would you want to hurt a relative unless you had some sort of beef? So, these days, and this is what I've heard because I know of several accidents where, because it's also said that the person that caused all the original hate and everything. Did you guys just hear that? What in the world? I'm telling you, I'm going to tell a story. Weird shit talking. So, okay. Like I was saying, there's just some weird shit happening here. Added to the story there, right? I'm going to try to put a little bit of this gold color in here, like the chunky glitter. That did not take, so we're good because the chunky glitter fell. Like I said, the chunky glitters in these pans are not the best. I love Juvia's place. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of Juvia's place. I'm just not a big fan of. Like, see that? It's chunky. That chunky. Okay. Chunky. Scrap fabric. It helps. And like I said, this one's chunky glitter too. So, I mean, that's pretty. They're both pretty, don't get me wrong. But they're too chunky. They don't even swatch right. And that's the two reasons that I don't use those two. They're chunky. And they don't even swatch right. So, anyway, back to the thing. The thing of things is, like I said, is that over the years, like I was saying, people have seen like somebody, they don't really know who, like right before an accident happens at the sawmills, right? Oh dang, I forgot how dark that is. Let's blend it. Remember, in the festival palette, this may look really light. Trust me, that is not like that needs a light. No. That is not really light. You can use it as your contour, which is what I was using this palette. For that, just for that and the black. Okay, so one guy, we're not really sure how this happened. I didn't work there, but we're not really sure how this happened. He fell onto, let's see where that's not blended. He fell onto one of the logs, right? Somehow his arm got trapped. His arm got trapped on the log, on top of it, somehow. It wouldn't let go. He lost his arm. Another person, and he lost his life, Lost people that, had to go through this. So it's like one person is seen before the accidents happen, and the other one is seen somewhere else, like near the shutdown area, which has only worked a couple of times. Like, and I think that's because it's like Opa's, relative, long drawn out in, however many centuries of the sawmills. And yeah, we'll just do that. I'm not in the mood to like do a bunch of hair and a bunch of everything else, but I will give you some creepy stories. So, like I was saying, they see these figures, right? And they can never figure them out. They can never figure out, like, why is this here? It's there because, or they are there because tragedy has struck their family. Some of them are trying to protect. I'm using the Jeffree Star Liquid Lip Celebrity Skin. And also said that before some of these accidents happen, supposed accidents, some people spot what's supposed to be the description of a skinwalker. A skinwalker. Not Luke Skywalker, but a skinwalker. I told you this in the other one, like, skinwalkers are basically native witches, and they shapeshift. And they will do like dirty deeds for people. So is it a skinwalker? Because sometimes they hear some weird yelling and stuff. So yeah, there's that, but I might go ahead and darken this up just a poquito because I like that. I don't know what you think about that. I like that. Like I said, I'm not going to go like over the top with this and everything because I know everybody else is doing their like straight up Halloween looks. And I just like to make something a bit witchy. I do like doing that sometimes. Make some sort of bewitching. But am I a Wendigo? No. No, I'm not. Have I ever met a Wendigo in their human form? Perhaps I have. And just never did. So the history behind this is, and the lessons is, be careful who you rival with. Even if they are family or a friend, because you never know what kind of sorcery they might be up to. And remember, try to keep your hands where you can see them and your other body parts, because the other ones that have been killed or injured at these facilities reported being pushed. By what? Now there are a few that have been saved And they said it was an old man that saved them. Was it Opa? Probably. Opa was saving their heinies from danger. Stranger danger, stranger danger. Opa. No, it's not Opa. It's Opa. So there's a lot of little kids that call their grandpa Opa. Never understood that. But it is what it is, and there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with calling your elder Opa. There's actually a sense of meaning to that in different nationalities, you know? Absolutely. I'm trying to put some of this stuff in here now. It didn't want to go. I'll tell you what though, this little bag, this holds a lot. I gotta take something out of here so it'll close. So, the next time you want to visit your local sawmill, think about the things that you may have saw in that mill. Sawmill joke. Okay. And this is easily cleanable. Look at that. Just rub your hand on there. It comes right off. Isn't it lovely? It's nice and square and everything. So if you actually love this bag, girl, more of those. Yeah. Any of the bigger ones, let me know. Hit me up, girl. I'd like a pair of those for you. But okay, would you stand there and let your colleague be injured by something? Because that's happened before, where like rival family members, even to this day, will just let other people die. I don't get that. Like, why would you do that? Were you possessed? And they say that there's a lot of that around there for some reason. What'd you conjure up? Because they also say that, well, story behind Pendleton and Hermiston, some of those people from those families actually worked at the sawmills, and they've actually summoned some evil. You think about that. And I want everybody out there to stay spooky. And I will see you in the next one. Spooky dreams.